Hello, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be going over 3 SAT math questions. For all these problems, I recommend pausing the video and trying the problems yourself first before you see me solve them. Without wasting any time, let's get into it. Question 44 says, for all theta such that cos theta does not equal 0 and sine theta does not equal 0, which of the following expressions is equal to tan theta over secant theta? So, for this question, what you should do is you should simplify tan and secant into the foundational components, sine and cosine. So let's go ahead and do that. Remember, tan theta is the same thing as sine theta over cos theta, right? And secant theta. Secant theta is the same thing as 1 over cos theta, right? It's a reciprocal of cos theta. So now we can rewrite tan theta, secant theta as sine theta over cos theta all over 1 over cos theta. And now let's simplify. Sine theta, this is equal to sine theta over cos theta times cos theta, right? Here you can multiply by the reciprocal, and then the cos theta cancels out. You get sine theta as your simplified answer, which matches answer choice G. On to question 54, which says, if x raised to the power of y times x raised to the power of k equals 1, what relationship must exist between y and k? Well, for this problem, you need to know the product rule of exponents, which says if, let's say, suppose you have x raised to the power of 5, right, times x raised to the power of 3, this is going to equal x raised to the power of 8. When you're multiplying terms with the same base, you add their exponents together. So you're doing x raised to the power of 5 plus 3 equals x raised to the power of 8. So now let's go back to our problem. In this case, it's going to be x raised to the power of y plus k has to equal 1, right? And the key thing to remember is whenever you're raising anything to the zeroth power, so 5 raised to the power of 0 or 6 raised to the power of 0, y raised to the power of 0, you're always going to get 1, right? In this case, we want x raised to the power of y plus k to equal 1, right? This means y plus k has to equal 0, right? Because then x raised to the power of 0 is going to equal 1. So 54 is F. On to the last question, question 60, which says the real numbers a and b are unknown. It is known that a is less than 0, b is less than 0, and a over b is less than 1. Therefore, a minus b must be what? So for this problem, the way is to solve this problem is to manipulate this inequality into a minus b, and I'll show you how to do that. So you have a over b is less than 1, and we're also given that b is less than 0 and a is less than 0. Well, let's first multiply b by both sides. To simplify this inequality, you get a and b on this side, right? Now, let's talk about the sign. If you remember that if you multiply a negative number when you're dealing with inequalities, when you're multiplying by a negative number or dividing by a negative number, you have to flip the sign of the inequality. So this is going to become A is greater than B. And now we can just subtract B, and we get A minus B has to be greater than 0. Which means the answer to 60 is J. I hope my explanations made sense, and thank you for watching.